Hey there, Brian Wright, founder, CEO of New Patient Group, host New Patient Group podcast, co-founder Wright Chat. Hope you're doing great out there. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas. And 2023 is coming. And what does that mean? Well, it means season 6 of the New Patient Group podcast. I want to thank all the loyal followers. We had a ton of listens in December. I mean, what is going on, everybody? That is Santa time. It's family time. And I think we set a record for listens in December. But obviously, I'm very grateful, and I'm just giving you a hard time. And I'm very grateful for it and just so appreciative of all the listeners out there and the New Patient Group and Wright Chat customers that just continue to just be so far ahead of the industry. And no matter how many times you explain to people why you're so far ahead of the industry, most people just cannot wrap their head around it. Look, there are 6 things that inevitably, really any business for that matter needs, but this is related to the practice environment. There's really 6 things you need to run a really successful practice. 1, you have to get a steady flow of good, high quality new patients calling your practice. It's not about getting 90 calls a month or whatever the number is. It's about getting the right people that fit your business model a month. You know, if you're a lower price practice in town, that's fine. That's your business model, but you better be doing online marketing that is attracting people that want to spend Best Western type of money. If you're the Ritz-Carlton type practice in town, your online marketing better be attracting people that want to spend for higher dollar rooms with the experience that goes along with it. There's an art there, there's a strategy there. And that's what makes our online marketing at New Patient Group so good, is it's so personalized, so much personal attention, so much coaching involved, so much of the stuff that we take off of your shoulders. And look, there's not a lot of really good online marketing companies out there. There's just not. And while it's just one of the things that we do here, we do it exceptionally well. It is to the point now where I am just actively telling people how proud I am of the New Patient Group team, the New Patient Group online marketing team. We're the best, and we are the best by far. And if you are looking to get more high quality new patients for your practice, we are the company for you, no doubt about it. Now that's 1, because I said that's one of the 6 things. You got to get people calling you, and that's what our online marketing does. Now 2, you got to get them to schedule, all right? Just because they're calling you doesn't mean they're calling you to say, I'm going to schedule, right? So you got to get them to schedule, and that's where the phone training comes in. The beauty of what we do here, among many other things, is that we're not just an online marketing company. We're not just training your treatment coordinators. We're not just helping you run a better business. We've got the full Monty under one roof to create a really unique brand story for your practice to help you stick out via every step of a consumer journey. We want you to be special. We want you to be extraordinary. We want you to offer the unexpected. And that's what we help you do as it relates to the phone training, right? We've got to get people. Your receptionist is not a data collector. If you want your receptionist to sit there and ask 1,000 questions, there's plenty of outdated consultants that still teach that. If you want your receptionist to get on and off the phone in 2 minutes or under, there's a ton of outdated consultants that teach that as well. But if you want your receptionist to have the skill sets to be your ultimate sales and marketing machine, if you want your receptionist to convert at a higher level and psychologically prepare people to already know they are going to buy from you before they show up, if you want your receptionist to get people to write a 5-star review on Google before they even show up to your practice, we're the company for you, because that is the goal. We look at the receptionist as a sales machine. We look at your receptionist as a marketing machine. They are not a data collector. And we transform that job position to get more people to schedule with you. But then remember, the 3rd thing I mentioned is you got to get them to show up. We reduce no-shows big time in a couple different ways. 1, our phone training. What I just described to you gets people excited, gets people motivated, gets people to go, this is the practice for me. And that gets them to show up. The other one is the new patient experience. What happens after the time that new patient phone call is over and the time those people actually are intending to show up to your practice? Well, with most practices, it's just the standard healthcare stuff. text message reminders, which, by the way, is a good way to get people to no-show you. Why? Well, because now dental economics, the Benson Koppel and others say up to 5 practices people are calling. Think about that. Going back to the receptionist that I was talking about, think about that for a minute. Your receptionist is in a sales role based on that statistic. There's no other way. There's no way to argue it. There's no way to say, Brian, that's not true. They're calling upwards of 5 places before they decide which one they want to schedule with and show up to. And you're telling me your receptionist isn't in a sales role. Hey, there's no hope for you. That's how I feel. Like, it's, if your mindset can't wrap itself around it. So, but because they're also shopping upwards of 5, you're not the only one that they may schedule with. Hence where the no-shows come in. So you have to differentiate yourself, not only with your online marketing, not only with how your receptionist speaks, but now after the phone call is over, and there's amazing new patient experience stuff that we implement prior to that new patient walking through the door that gets them to show up. And that was the third one. Remember, you got to get people to call, you got to get people to schedule, and we got to get people to show up. And that leads us to number 4. And what is that one? We've got to get people to buy. That comes with new patient groups, on-site, online coaching, right? We work extremely hard with your hourly employees, role play sessions, practice sessions, accountability sessions, follow-up sessions on sales, communication, verbiage, presentation skills, psychology. When we say psychology, it's very important to know what's going on inside the brain of the consumer. It just is. And when we talk psychology, you've got to know what to say, how to say it, and when to say it. And that is a big key, because you can say things at the wrong times, they have the wrong impact. So it's very important that we know the psychology of the consumer. We work extremely diligently with hourly employees to give them the skill sets, sales skill sets. Let's call it what it is. I mean, back to the 5 practices people call. Well, now they're going in upwards of 3. So you have to realize that, again, your hourly employees are in a sales role. So that leads to, like I said, new patient experience, our treatment coordinator, exam room flows, exam room processes, digital workflow, clear aligner growth, financial presentation, how you greet people when they walk through the door. If you're going to do a welcome tour, you better do one in a way that is absolutely awesome. Otherwise, you're wasting your time, you're wasting the consumer's time as well. So all of those things and more. And then that leads to a higher acceptance, getting people to buy from you, which was number 5, or excuse me, number 4. Number 5 is getting them to refer. Now, if you handle the new patient call right, like I was saying, it's absolutely amazing how many people actually will write you a 5-star review, not even by asking. It's not that you're going to ask them on the new patient call. That's not what it is. What you're going to do is you're going to deliver a call that is so unique and so different than anything that particular consumer has ever experienced with any business in their life. They're going to organically go and do it themselves. But now, in order to get people to refer, it goes well beyond the clinical, right? We've got to have an experience that is so great now after they buy. And that's where our existing patient experience comes in. They've signed the contract. How do your assistants speak? Because I got to tell you, even though your assistants, you may consider them a clinical job role, they're not. Every time they open their mouth, that is a communication skill set, a non-clinical skill set. Non-clinical things make up 80, 85, 90% of your entire practice. And your employees and you have to be an expert at all the non-clinical. And that gets people to refer. Now, the 6th one, you say, boy, that kind of sounds like everything, Brian. Well, here's the 6th one. And you really could make this the 1st one, because without what I'm about to say, nothing else works. You have to be a leader. You've got to have a culture that allows all the things that I'm talking about to actually get implemented. And why sometimes you have to explain that to people, I don't know. I mean, this is why your last consultant probably failed inside your practice if they did. Well, do you have a culture of accountability, repetition, consistency, leadership, et cetera, et cetera? Because if you do, well, that means your strategies are much more likely to succeed. And that's why we have a big time focus on how you run the business, your business mindset. You're running the business with innovation. How are you doing as an entrepreneur? Because by the way, If you're a small business owner and you run it like a corporation, you will be out of business in this new economy. Period. End of story. If you're a small business, seek help from an entrepreneur, not a corporation. Big difference in the mindset, all right? Big difference in how the Shark Tank people run their business, look at numbers, create culture, from how corporate people do. Big difference. But if you look at the business mindset and you get all that right, that's your sixth thing. And you will dominate 2023. You will dominate beyond. And if any one of those sounds like something that can help your practice in 2023, new patient group, or all of them for that matter, and that's the beauty of our program, is that we have it all under one roof, designed to tell the consumer a story on why you're exceptional, why you're the best. Because remember, clinically, that does not tell consumers why you're the best when they're shopping. It's the non-clinical sales skill sets that inevitably get people to go, this is the place I'm buying, and this is the place I'm going to buy for more money. For more money, because we want you to charge the most in town, but you've got to have and you've got to have a team that can sell it to the consumer. That's new patient group. Join our revolution, join our family. We're looking forward to a great 2023, which will be our 11th year. And we look forward to helping you and welcome you into our family. Talk to you soon. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube station, become a customer. Bye-bye.